afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As earlier announced, my name is Okpako Richard, Director of Community Development, presenting for Bayelsa State. I want to rely on the existing protocol. As you have seen on the board, the Bayelsa State's logo as a logo of the states. Then you have the canoes, as you have seen. Those are, some of the activities of the rural people in Bayelsa State. I won't want to waste much time on the profile because time is not our side, but I will go by saying Bayelsa State is one of the southern Nigeria in the core Niger region between Delta State and River State. Its capital is Yinangwa. The main language spoken by the people is Ijaw with dialect in capital. And in many dialects, as Kolokuma mean, I don't want to go into that. I just want to show you a typical village in Bayelsa State. I want to run the profile swiftly and go to the main discussion. The state is blessed with some institutions to cater for tertiary education. In terms of governance structure in the state, the government in the state operates separation of powers, executive, legislature, judiciary, independently complementing each other. Also, the MDAs serve as an outlet in governance structure, such as implementation of policies and administration functions. I will soon go, this is the map of the state. Then we will go check by giving the background of the states. Bayelsa State, being a young state created on the 1st October 1996 among the 36 states in Nigeria, is situated in the heart of Niger Delta region. This region is very critical in all overall resources of the nation Nigeria. In time past, development roadmap had been a major issue. As policy made towards addressing developmental challenges, we are not able to meet up with the desired expectations of output. Bayelsa has a potential economic growth due to the presence of large deposits of crude oil and natural gas. This ought to be an avenue for socio-economic development and boom and rapid development in the state. And despite this development is slow due to the peculiar terrain, which is more of a riverine nature. That is exactly what I showed you in the first slide. Then following by, but the background is followed by saying development implies addressing some major challenges such as economic challenges, infrastructural challenges, economical challenges, socio-political challenges. The next bullet there is Bayelsa building a strategic development roadmap is very essential to improve the human well-being, high standards of living, and increase in economic security and provisions of an enabling environment to allow people to attain their aspiration. Previous administration, in their bid to draw up a roadmap for development, set up different approaches, such as in Good Luck time, we came up with the Quick Win projects, 2005 to 2017. The seed that was in compliance with the need from the national, the state came up with this strategy of a 5-year plan, and it was put in place, and that is what gives back. In short, it was piloted by LIEM. That's what gives back to LIEM office by the World Bank. And today, LIEM has come to the name now is CSDA, which World Bank is operating in Bayelsa State. That's a very good strategic plan that have come to stay in Bayelsa State. Every World Bank project is put into that organ for proper implementation. Bayelsa State also come with development strategy by Tim Silva. We also have the policy trust of education, security, infrastructure development, and economic diversification by Governor Sirake. This work was recently commissioned, which we are operating on for now. Then we'll go on to say the solution to the complex development needs is developing a comprehensive development plan that will be all-encompassing with genuine needs assessment, carried out from community to community, with prioritized needs, identify a holistic implementation model adopted to create desired impact and sustainability. And the problem also continues by saying the dynamics of development cannot be oversized, taking into cognizance the demography of the state. Due to the prevalence rate of core livelihood challenge, the issue of wealth creation is one aspect that is believed to be an answer. That's where we are going. But this needs a lot of boost to achieve it. Hence, building an in-depth data base to keep tracks of livelihood patterns and possible opportunity is more desired to create a hub of information that can be used for development planning, purpose, and policy formation. Then the other aspect of not meeting the needs of grassroots development is adversely affecting economic growth. As social amenities, when in place at this level, give room for rapid development and spread in growth of the state. This challenge is connected with scarce resources, which connected to scarce resources which cannot cover all areas that need relevant attention by the government. This is a serious need to improve the well-being of people, ensuring adequate impact in their life through provision of basic infrastructure needs. As most communities still lack proper access road, water, well-equipped health centers, schools, and income generation objects to boost their livelihood. Most of Bayelsa communities are located in interior communities. Even the roads today, which our governor is doing to connect the rural community, have not solved the problem to an extent. We need more of the roads so that we will improve the life of the common people. I can see the occupation, the livelihoods of most of the people of the state. This is peeling of cassava in the local community. We will also talk of problems. As we go on, we see that when there is pillage in the area, this is what we suffer. When people are crossing to their villages, see oil flame, which today we have not been able to control entirely. Problem definition. The degradation, okay, that is exactly what I've had the clip we just watched just now. That is the degradation of the environment through oil spillage and other activities polluting the water and environment is affecting the agrarian life of people whose major source of income is from farming and fishing. That's exactly what I've shown you. It's affecting Bayelsa seriously. As a matter of fact, Bayelsa is one of the major oil producing states in the country, and we are receiving this. And if you go down to major villages, you agree with me that we are suffering the effect of oil degradation in the state. There's near or no available source of water. People see fresh water from that water polluted, as the only source of water is from the river. This most time being polluted as a not fit for human consumption. People are vulnerable to epidemic arising for poor access to potable drinking water. The socio-political change, which is a core output of conflict, is set abound among the people through the communal conflict and youth residents due to agitation emanating from passive marginalization, non-availability of livelihood. It's part of all the much that go to state. As a matter of fact, the state is mono economy, is only for salaries payment, and when there's no salary, people. In short, in 2016, we know what happened in Bayelsa State. If we take the statistics of those who suffered, some of them are seeing the house today. They can't come out because of what happened. Some are already in the grave because the source of income at that time is only salary, and so many people died. The socio-political challenges is a core output of conflicts. It's set about among the people through communal conflict and youth residents due to agitation emanating for passive marginalization, no availability of livelihood. Then the other one is call for comprehensive development plan and intervention project to address the needs of the people is very crucial for the state. This is due to the absence of a development blueprint database of felt needs, which evidence of proper needs assessment being carried out. A long-term plan is very, very much essential to boost the development of the state. Hence, this proposal is being put up. We will set out our goals and objectives here, and we'll set it here to reduce the proportion of people living in extreme poverty and address the challenges of high dependency ratio. lack of social overhead, unemployment, and unskilled labor force, which call for a comprehensive human resources development, and utilization to reduce mass unemployment and poverty to enhance development. The type of development we are calling for. By this plan, we want to take statistics, the SLA of the people. You see, when we say capacity building, we want to look at what the people have been doing from time. When you say, what is your occupation? Farming. The person has done farming for many years. We build the capacity of that person based on the, what is putting food on the table of that person for the past years. That is the type of capacity we are calling for. To develop and to remain developed has been the aspirations and desires of every nation. Hence, to take pragmatic steps towards facilitation of socio-economic mapping for the state is necessary. That is exactly what I'm saying. Then the other goal and objective is to facilitate participation in planning process to ensure representation of all stakeholders, ensuring the planning process cover a range of considerations, being clear on the type of project which can and cannot be funded within a period of time for the entire state. That is an objective to enable the states and local government to partner effectively with communities, donors, and multinational participatory need assessment. Here, I have said it before, we will not go by the PRA. We want to go in depth into the SLA, sustainable development, by using the tools of taking records of the livelihood of the community, what the people have been doing over time. That is where we want to capture our development. The governor of the state have been able to put up some big development plans, such as development projects, such as airport, construction of roads, and so to link the rural communities. Then, as you link the rural communities, we have to develop the livelihoods of those living in the rural community. That has been our plan. Then the other one, to enhance the state and local government access to key planning, information development of data bank. That, in short, my commissioner has acknowledged that we will be doing that. We are already producing an environment where a data bank has to be produced or have to be provided for the plan. To create development-friendly environment and which will attract other intervention agencies and development partners. It is all about stakeholder needs and priorities. In Bayelsa State, we have not been able to put on board those donors that we are working with. We are already working with EU. We are working with World Bank, and through the World Bank, you have the EU and World Bank. We have the C4, where Component 2 is doing a financial management for transparency, and so you will see some of our other efforts about the development plan. We cannot talk without speaking of some variables. I will go by policy change by government. Yes, policy change by government. I told you when Governor came. Goodluck came, he put up the seed, which was followed up judiciously to the latter, which came up with a World Bank project. With that, we follow judiciously. We acknowledge about this time, we will do well as well, couple up what we did in a seed. Funding is a factor, however, we have been talking of mono economy, of getting money from Abuja alone. But with the provision of, with our effort of our governor putting up an international airport, cargo airport, it's a very good step for us to drive income generation, that's internal money, to fund some of our development activities. We have some variables here. Technical capacity. The technical capacity of those handling the program also play a major role. This term is very critical in the plan. This may be limited, it's a limit for, but however, the capacity building approach will help to give necessary technical training to give those on the project abreast with current trend. It shows most of our people are trained on the the collaboration and with development partners who have done that, as I mentioned to you, the EU and the World Bank have done key challenges. The only challenges we need to be addressed under this ministry, economic challenges. We have employment which are fair. We have pervasive poverty, monocultural economy, and
We also have infrastructure, poor social amenities, environmental pollution, which I showed to you sometimes ago, political, socio-political challenges, youth resident. There is no need. In short, we are talking of the election to come. In our states, our governor will stay up to 2020, so we have no coordination and collaboration. The synergy to collaborate among MGs and the NDF program can never be oversized. The Ministry of Community Development doing that. There is exchange of information against themselves with special rule design. Our collaboration with civil society will be established. We will have that in place. And the different ministries will also be deployed, which we are doing. Resource and implementation plan. The desired resources for implementation of this proposal will be based on collaboration between the state and development partner. In time past, similar collaboration has taken place, just as I've said, EU. Implementation plan. We have phase one. If phase one here, this is the outcome of all what we are saying. This is how we want to plan it. Baseline study and validation of communities, the 8 local LGA, that's what we try to plan. We also have to go into community profiling using relevant tools, setting up the templates. For assessment, the development plan will come to be. Then I'll go to phase 2, capacity building, which we already put in place. Development plan preparation, presentation, and validation of development plan. We'll do that. Adoption, strategy for implementation of priority needs, then implement intervention project. Then in phase 3, we will develop template for monitoring and evaluation. At any point of the program, we will always come either pre or during, then post evaluation with necessary to do that. Build a strong plan for leakage with development partner, carry out independent monitoring and evaluation of access to path intervention, keep information and data for official. That's all about value chain. Then sustainability is a key factor in initial program and back upon. It helps keep the core. We'll do that by saying, earlier stated in the objective, we state that we ensure rights of collaboration plan put in place to keep alive this initiative. Due to the fact that a comprehensive database on development need is developed through the program, a tracking mechanism may be developed and deployed through the actor mechanism. Act mechanisms will be developed and through ministry which will do periodic reviews of the needs assessment to upgrade information where necessary. Adopt the development plan, which will be a development roadmap that will guide on policy. The implementation in respect of that need will be done in specific areas. Sustain the tempo of the program, in part meet the aspiration of people. Let me go down to say something. This is continue to do a roundtable conference and call all the donors together for a discussion to invite donors. We mobilize funds from the states, just as I said. C4 is in place because my governor have the willing to pay the Katabal fund. Component 3 of the EU water, he has paid the Katabal fund. We are floating with them. Move a development plan bill. However, in time past, my commissioner has made governor to submit bill of development to the House. This will not be out of place. We do that. Build capacity to relevant institutions to human development. We require skill. Use the data to build wealth creation, like alternative socio-economic boosts in areas of likelihood of education, and give required support to youth. Muster a strong political will. Then we'll go to the expected outcome and impact. The state government, through the coordinating ministry, will organize a stakeholder conference where some of you will be invited to validate the development in order to drive development in the 8 LGAs, given government areas and local government areas and state in general. We will also do a comprehensive plan work for all communities, just as we did in SEED. We have the lead. We have the seeds. The C is for the community. Then we have the state and rural development agencies, which we also want to invite into the program by providing. After we have the 8 local governments, we have rural development, 32 of them. We will make them to have their own plan, to at least to drive the plan. We also be able to register the presence of communities at Donor Summit. We still have, development plan will enhance the state. We are trying to solve the outcome and impact. The development plan will enhance the state and local government budget planning through relevant ministry, anchoring the project, promote increased community participation in development policy and intervention planning in the state, improve confidence and trust by the people on governance and policy. Project implementation will be smooth with evidence of physical projects. And thank you. That is my time is up as well. Thank you.